Welcome back, guys, to another episode. We have some good news today. I'll give you a little teaser. Can't tell you right away, but we have wheels and tires for the rat rod. But I'll have to show you a little bit later. Just tease you guys a little bit. So we have done a little bit of work. I'll show you just what we've done exactly. We cleaned up the rotors, put a little paint, new front calipers, and we'll put the sway bar links. We got some new ones over here, so we'll put that on a little bit later. Did the same thing over here. Rotors and new calipers. We cleaned up the rear calipers and the rear rotors, threw a little bit of paint on them. We installed the back blocks, so we're going to drop this thing 3 inches in the back, and the front we'll kind of have to wait till we set the body on it. So we're in for a good day today, guys, and we'll reveal the wheels in a little bit. Right now I'll be working on the fish plates for the frame where we did some cutting. And that's how we're going to kick off the video today. So we'll do the fish plates, we'll get that welded, and then we'll want to play around with the idea of dropping the motor, kind of see if it fits in the frame. This is a S10 frame, so from what I could see, I'll have to do some trimming here. So we might try to get that fitted in there today. So once we actually do take the body again and drop it on the frame, we'll have a good idea of what we have to work with. If we have to cut the body, if we have to tunnel for the transmission. So we'll probably end up cutting in here, but like I said, I'm not sure yet. So we'll start off with the fish plates, and then we'll go from there, see how the day goes. So we'll start off with taking a few measurements. I know you guys can see. Okay, so I'll do 7 inches by 7 by 3.5, and I'll do 2 plug holes in the middle. So I'll weld that full so that they'll be full of lots of penetration. 3.5. So I'm lucky enough, I have a piece of plate already on the plasma table, which is almost 3/16 plates. It's like 11 gauge or something like that. It's thicker than 1/8, but it's a little bit less than 3/16. So we'll use that piece to do both of the fish plates. So I got lots of length here. So I could probably go 8 inches, and then 3.5 times 2 is 7. So I'll have room to put both pieces in there. And I'll round off the corners so it doesn't create a weak spot. We'll go over here at the laptop, and we'll try to draw up a little something here. I'll try to put you guys on the pedestal and see if you can have a look. Okay, right in the middle. So I pushed something I shouldn't have. Okay, so I'll have to put you guys on hold because you won't be able to see. I need my 2 hands to program these parts. So I'll do new. I want to do a new part, and I want it square. I want 3.5 by 8. Nope. So put the measurements here by 3.5. Boom. So I'll draw the rest of it. So now that we have completed our 2 fish plates, we'll go over to the frame and we'll do a bit of measuring, clamp them, and start welding. So follow us guys down at the shop. Now it's not that big of a shop, but we're just here, so I'll set up the welder and then we will weld our fish plates in the frame, which is going to go right over here. So I just brought the welder over. I'll set up and tack my fish plates in. Since we're always doing time lapse, I'll take you for some real-time welding. Get ready, guys. If I'd be super fussy on this, I would pick up a crane and weld it on the flat. But so I'll go ahead and do the other side and I'll get back to you guys. We are done both sides welding. We'll get at the sway bar links. We didn't quite need to change them, but they were all getting, with the rust, they were kind of getting bulgy, hard to see, and the bushings are cracked. So we'll get at that. I know it's kind of weird that the project's not really ahead, but I'm doing all this stuff. It is because, I'll tell you because, it is once you start getting into the point where the motor runs and the car kind of drives ahead on its own, you don't want to be screwing around with changing rotors and calipers and stuff. And I have the perfect opportunity right now to do it, so why not do it before I get too far in the project? That's why I like doing the small things as I go. At the end of the project, you end up not having to do a full list of little things. Like, what I'll also do before I throw the body on it is I will build a new brake line. And that is because I have the best chance right now. And personally, well, it's not up to my standards. So I figure if it's not up to my standards and I'm doing the project, might as well do it, right? And I said I was might use a zip cut, but I can't put the zip cut in there, or I can't put the grinder because I don't have enough room. So what I'll do is I'll use the Sawzall and chop off the top and the bottom, because the bolt will not come out because it's so rusty. I am positive it won't come out. So I put a battery in there. I'll just shut the plasma off because it's making noise, and then I'll go and put a blade on the bandsaw And we'll start cutting. We'll take this little baby. So I'm trying to hold the blade, and we'll go ahead and cut them off. We have the one removed. We'll repeat on the other side. We just finished putting the sway bar links on both sides. We'll get at the motor. We didn't put, I kind of forgot about it, and now is a good time to do it. Put the torque bolts, torque to the flywheel bolts. I'll lift the engine, and I'll put those bolts in, and I'll drop the motor, see where it sits in the frame. I know about where I can go for the rad support, and I'm pretty sure I'll have to do some trimming with the measurements I done. So we'll get at that. So I got the motor hooked up. We'll take off the fan blade, and I did some measuring. Center of the tranny mount to the front of the oil pan. Front there. And it should fit. And because this was a V6 truck, I guess the cross member clears. We will actually have to drop it in there to make the final test. And also we'll be removing this, and I'll make a block off plate for the EGR. We'll be canceling that off of there. We'll have to remove the motor mounts and the manifold, so I'll remove the engine out of the frame again. The mounts are kind of hitting in the A-arms here. I'll take both manifolds and both engine mounts. Plus I'll redo my chains here. It's a bit sloppy, so I'll just take a shorter chain and pass it so I don't hit the coil pack. So I'll get that done, and we'll get back to you guys. We removed the manifold and the engine mounts. We happen to have a broken bolt. I don't know if you guys see good here. And we got another one on this side. So but this one was broken before I started working on it. Oh, right here. So I'll tackle that. Try to take those two bolts. I might not even be able to use the manifold, so I won't bother with that block off plate right away. Yeah, so I'll tackle those bolts, and then we might start tinkering with centering the motor, or I might show you the wheels. I guess It's been holding off long enough, right? We'll go over there and we'll show you the wheels. So they're 20 by 10s. We got 255s, 35s, 20. So they do have a slight stretch to them, but they make a nice tire. What we'll do is show you on the color of the truck, which is that, how awesome it looks. So it should look pretty nice. We'll have a pretty tight stance on this truck. So what do you guys think? Are these wheels too modern for an old truck? Or is modern what you want with the fuel injection, LS powered? We're going newer, modern everything. So we're thinking modern wheels. Me and Mark chose the wheels. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. And I'll get back to work as I still have to remove those broken bolts on the motor. And depending on how much time we got, we will try maybe to line up the motor and make the motor mounts. Or we might wait. I am not sure yet. We might wait and put when we put back the body on it. So I'll see how tonight goes. And as for the front wheels, we won't be putting the front wheels on just yet. I ordered 2 spacers. They are too close to the A-arms and kind of works out all right because they're sticking inside the fenders too much. So we want to settle that. We ordered the spacers. We should get them next week sometime. But again, we're in Canada, so it takes a long time to get parts. Everything's so slow, and especially around the holidays and stuff. Who knows when we'll get them? But until then, I will get back on the motor